anything. I can't do anything. Record! Turn the numbers red, not purple. What the hell? Excuse me. Okay. Oh, yes, it's recording. Oh, God.
Magical rainbows! I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. Okay, if you hadn't noticed by now and you didn't even read the channel name, I'm BeyondUnstable and this is...
I'm Leafycantplaygames! Hello!
AKA Leafy Senpai.
Yeah.
Alright, and we are going to be reading another fanfiction, Grammatically. So, let's get this stuff down. Alright, I'll start. Today we are reading a Teen Titans fanfiction. The ship is Beast Boy and Raven. I will begin. Raven awake, covered in cold sweat.
Breathing heavily.
She choked on her saliva.
She had never been that scared in a dream.
Thinking over her dream.
She played back the main events.
Basically, Beast Boy was being tortured by Slade.
It felt like it was all her flat,
But she couldn't help.
as Slade had locked her up to the wall.
She crawled out of bed and slipped into her closet.
Wearing only boy shorts, underwear, and her favorite tank top, black.
She snatched up her white sleeping shorts.
They had pink Forlalo spelling ? Background design.
With little black skulls and bows.
It also had little hearts, and they were a little bit longer than a centimeter long than her boy shorts, but
she didn't care.
Walking past her mirror, she noted that she never got bedhead.
Not even after a dream like that.
She secretly loved that.
Grabbing her clock, the same one she stared at for hours on her birthday over a year ago, she noticed it was 3:33 a.m.
Wow.
She wondered out loud.
The minute that she liked to call demon time was that exact moment.
She liked that minute, for she always slept easier after it passed. And... go.
And she only reason why she called it that was obviously because 3 is a demonic number.
She giggled at her untamable knowledge of the unknowable.
Literally gliding into the hallway.
She checked both ways before making her way to the main room.
Speaking of the living room / kitchen area,
when she finally made it there,
she ran to the fridge and gurked it open.
Not noticing a certain green friend of hers was sitting on the other counter.
Eating Lucky Charms out of the box.
Typical Beast Boy.
Whoa! Slow down, Speedy.
BB said, chomping on a marshmallow.
This causing Raven to jump and hit her head on top of the fridge.
Gripping onto it, she stood up and looked at BB, confused.
Nice hair,
she said, ruffling his already messed up hair.
Giggling.
He swatted her away and sat the cereal box down on the counter.
Smiling wide, he crossed his feet.
Thanks!
He said, leaning back on his hands.
Returning to her task at hand.
Raven grabbed a glass and filled it up with water.
She then walked over to BB and sat on the other side of the cereal, to BB's left.
She then chuckled.
Remembering her dream.
That's so funny.
He asked, generally curious.
She kept smiling and looked up at him.
Shaking her head, she reached in and got some Lucky Charms.
Chomping away, she snuck another glance at him.
He looked nervous and a little bit scared.
But he also seemed deep in thought.
You really want to know?
He heard Raven say.
Breaking him of his thoughts of his nightmare that had ended him up sitting here with the very girl that was haunting his dreams.
and his dreams.
He remembered that she was locked up to a wall far away.
So far away.
He wanted to go help her, but Slade kept stopping him.
He didn't feel or hear anything except for Raven's parsing screams.
Calling his name.
But he couldn't.
No matter how hard he tried.
And he always ended up waking up in a sweat.
Sure.
He replied.
She took a ragged breath and whispered.
I had a dream. One very real, and you were in it. And so was Slade. And I've been having the same one happen to me every night for the past few months.
This surprising BB.
His eyes grew big and wide.
Me too.
He breathed, now disturbing the air around him.
Do you know what it means?
She said, taking a sip of water.
No clue, but maybe, now that we know the other has it, maybe Wuz can figure it out. Or just not have it anymore.
He replied.
Wow! Look who's all smeety pantsy!
She joked, poking his tummy.
He chuckled, swatting her hand away again.
Well, I'ma take that as a compliment.
He smiled.
A comfortable silence fell over them.
Neither one of them wanting to break it.
Raven finished her water and put the glass in the overgrown sink.
Spinning around, she grabbed the cereal box just as BB was going to take another handful.
She smirked and put it on top of the fridge.
He smiled too, chuckling.
She giggled.
Yesh, giggled like a schoolgirl.
And leaned back onto the counter across from him.
Now, Rachel.
He started using her real name.
What, Garfield?
She mimicked.
There's something I've got to tell you.
Gar, you can tell me.
I like you.
He mumbled.
She laughed.
So hard, and she was crying.
This hurt BB.
And he headed for his room,
When he felt a cold hand grab his.
clinging on for dear life.
I love you, Garfield.
He heard a sweat, violet voice whisper.
He smiled and spun around.
Once his lips were on hers.
It tasted just like Lucky Charms, his favorite.
He knew this was where he would always want to be, as close as possible with Rachel. And this, they were both okay with. Okay, I want to say something about this though. Rachel was never Raven's name. That was the name that she used as a disguising thing. Not her real name.
Leafy Rage!
It's not!
So, how many stars do you give that fanfiction?
In terms of terribleness or goodness?
You choose.
Out of terribleness, I give it a 7. Out of goodness, I give it a 2.
Good, because it was out of 5 stars.